From the tropical blue waters of the Great Barrier Reef to the spectacular rainforest of the Daintree, tropical North Queensland is home to some of the world's most exotic creatures. Just 60 minutes from Cairns, on the Atherton Tablelands, lies Springmount Raceway. This picturesque setting with its stunning backdrop draws some special creatures of its own. The Aeroflow Outlaw Nitro funny cars. It's where beauty meets the beast, and this quarter mile is a challenge to master, making the thrill of victory that much sweeter.
Wow, they've brought their A game. Olive lifts off first.
Scary fast. Mega power. And a wild piece of racetrack. The Aeroflow Outlaw Nitro funny cars are back in town. It's a very warm welcome from Far North Queensland. Welcome to Springmount Raceway. We're not too far away from firing up the Nitro, and this is the pit party and a fantastic crowd building as they get to meet the stars, get some autographs, maybe even sit in some race cars if you're very lucky, as the smell of Nitro starts to fill the air in beautiful Far North Queensland. What a venue this is to go racing. Everyone's very excited.
Well, the track's getting better and better every year. Like, this will be our fourth time we're here. Last year wasn't too bad. I think we're going to be okay, so we should be able to throw a little bit at it. My first round is Little Begley. I can't let it beat me. You know, anything with a Begley behind it, we've got to beat them.
Got Massinio first round. Massinio has a bit of a rivalry with my dad in LA Hooker, and when I jumped on board, that rivalry sort of continued on with me too. So I think Massinio's up on me one at the moment, so hopefully I can change that today.
For the first round, I've got Stormtrooper, so I'll be racing my dad. Always a good family rivalry. It's 2 against 1 at the moment, so we'll see who comes out this time round. The old man might be able to square it up.
Sort of planning on something a little bit close to our last event when we raced in Darwin, just to start off on the same sort of grounds there. But we won't really know this track condition until we actually get down there the first time, so it's going to be an interesting one actually.
It's a beautiful place here. This is probably the 4th year we've been here now, and the backdrop around here is awesome. The track is getting better. Each year we come here, it's looking better and better. I went out and had a look probably 20 minutes ago, and the surface looks reasonably good, but again, it's a new surface and they're catching up slowly but surely.
We came up here this time last year and we won first and second round. We got through to the final against Rick Gorsey in the Nitro Express and he beat us in the final. And unfortunately, I've drawn him first round today as well, so hopefully I can get one back on him.
The Aeroflow Outlaw Nitro Funny Car Series is known for the side-by-side racing, the 400 km/h plus passes, 0 to 100 k's in under a second. Let's have a look underneath the body and see what makes these cars go as fast as they do. A funny car has a wheelbase of just over 3 metres. Now there's 35 metres of chrome moly tubing which goes into making a bare chassis. You're talking 250 to 300 hours of work to put a bare chassis together and approximately $30,000. Now that doesn't include the engine, the diff, the fuel tanks, that's just the bare chassis itself. There's a lot of different things that affect the performance of a funny car chassis. Let's start at the front, the weight bar. Now we'll fill that weight bar up with anywhere from nothing to 40 kilograms worth of lead. And what that does is stop the car going into a wheel stand, keeps the front wheels on the ground, and I'll tell you, when you're doing 400 kilometres an hour, it's good to have these things on the ground to be able to steer. Now in the centre of the chassis is the engine. The engine is the heaviest part of the car. So where we put this lump of mass is critical to making these cars perform well. We put the engine too far back, it'll have lots of rear grip, but it will try and do wheel stands all the way down the racetrack. Put it too far forward, it won't do a wheel stand, but it'll have no rear grip. So it's about the balance of where you put that lump of mass, which will make these cars accelerate so fast. The most important part for the driver is the cockpit. It's all about being comfortable. You got to have everything in the position so that you feel the most comfortable while you're hurtling these things down the racetrack. But it's not just about being comfy, it's about safety. Extra thick wall chromoly, extra ISP head padding that goes on top of our race suits, our helmets, and all the other protective gear we wear to keep us safe if something does go wrong. Back of the chassis is the diff. The diff basically holds the metre-high Goodyear slicks, which allow us to accelerate these cars from 0 to 100 k's in less than a second. We can literally change hundreds of things on these race cars, but it's the smart tuners and the smart drivers that'll get their car down the racetrack in front of the guy next to them.
Night has descended. Time for some big header flames. As we go racing with two of the most successful drivers in series history. This sharpshooter, that is Rick Gorsey in Nitro Express. And he's on 3 points, so great start to his night. Shane Olive, King Kong, 1 point for Shane, needs a win right now.
What a way to start round 2 here at the Aeroflow Outlaw Nitro Funny Cars Springmount, up in the mountains, Far North Queensland. And these two will be very, very eager in these conditions to deliver.
It's 2 out of 2 in the left lane and 6 points. And again, 5.56 Nitro Express. It is going express tonight for Graham Cowan, heading to the final round on the maximum point score.
How good are the header flames? Check them out on Nitro Express. So pretty, so spectacular, and that car is so consistent. If you want a Cowan trademark, we've just witnessed it. 550, 550, hello. Unbelievably good.
Wow, what a way to start round 2. What about that view down the racetrack? Down into a Technicolor horizon from a cramped workspace. It is an Aeroflow Outlaw Nitro Funny Car. And here she goes, ready for round 2. It's Emma Begley. And Battle of the Kids. It's Josh Lay and the Bandit.
They both had entertaining first rounds, to say the least. Josh Lay. Now, he's had fun here in previous editions at Springmount Raceway. The trick is when day goes to night, I should say, things come at you a lot quicker. Particularly in the shutdown area here at Springmount, you need to be on your game. It's not just about the launch, it's not just about the in excess of 400 Ks down the quarter mile through the finish line. It's about arresting, slowing down these cars with air to spare to make the turn off. And that's why they've got a lot of safety features like the twin chutes. And he knows firsthand how much fun that can be here.
Big up in smoke moment for the Bandit, refusing to consider that he might lose this race. Had 2 or 3 stabs at it. And it's Let's Boogie, who's brutally unlucky not to be going through on 6 points, but goes through on 4 points. And that was a huge moment for Lay. Had to get off the throttle and be very patient. Bit of clutch sparks from Emma Begley. And how sideways was the Bandit.
The Dodge Avenger was unhinged from the very, very start.
And Smokey and the Bandit with that big loss of traction.
As you say, he refused to quit, but the win with Emma Begley. No foibles, no wrinkles this time for the flying Kiwi Morris McMillan.
It's a dark view inside the Dark Horse with this man, Paul Messinio. Is that a bit of a hucker from Morris McMillan then? Both on 3 points. This will send one of these two drivers through to the final round on the maximum 6-point score.
If it was, I'm not scared, Morris.
Be more scared about 4,000 horsepower under my right foot.
Agree.
Playing with those wheelie bars, the ride height does change when the big Goodyear tyres warm up in the burnout.
Maybe some wheelie bar adjustments are the cue from the first run from Josh Lay. Maybe just the balance getting the car right. Explosion, controlled explosion that is Nitro Funny Cars here.
Sometimes controlled.
You hope.
We're going to drag race here. Flickering of the lights in the other lane, and as a result, it is one bad Kiwi with a really strong time. Improves his ET on round one. He's living life above 400 kilometres per hour again. This is the view from Dark Horse. Had one or two stabs at it. Hard to see, but sounded like he was riding the brake as well.
Morris McMillan, this puts him in the event-winning frame here. Just a hint of a spark there. But look at those header flames. Look how straight and tidy that car is. The Kiwi is in the house in a big, big way.
Could have actually been a spark plug, finding its way out the left-hand side of that motor. There it goes, like a missile in the night sky.
It was a spectacle, no doubt about that.
Oh, loving the action from Springmount. Hope you are too. Stick with us, there's more to come. Make some noise up in Queensland.
Got to say too, credit to the Springmount Raceway track team, crew, management. Year on year, we see the venue looking better and better. And the cars are performing better and better, and the crowd are supporting, which is fantastic. Another great matchup. Two of the elder statesmen, I hope they don't get angry at me suggesting that, but both know how to wheel a Nitro funny car. No worries about that at all.
Stormtrooper very much in the dark side today. As the sun has set up here in North Queensland and the fans are loving the action. And representing the Rebel forces today, Insanity. Pre-stage lights on, so just waiting on Harold to join the fun. There he goes, straight into full stage. That was, I don't think expected from Insanity. Went a little bit further than he was planning. Almost touching that car in full stage. And, oh, that was a huge let go and very nearly in the fence again for Stormtrooper. Wow, there was a bit going on then in 7 seconds.
A lot going on. Well spotted, Chad Nalon off the start line replay. And yeah, trouble from the get-go for Insanity. And for the Mustang, the Stormtrooper, it got real sketchy towards the finish line near that wall at high speed.
It whipped up all of the dust and everything that sits over near the fence. That's how close it was. Left of screen, watch this. Oh, how did he get away with that? If that hasn't bent the headers in, I'll be amazed. What a run. Here it is, the onboard.
A lot of clutch sparks early, and then it just sort of lent to that right-hand side. Wow, what a spectacle, and that's what it's about.
Man, that was close. And Stormtrooper going through on 4 points. So not too many drivers maxing out on 6 points tonight.
We're really rolling the points around here for this round at Cairns. Or should I say, west of Cairns, up in the Tablelands region of Far North Queensland.
To the more experienced guys in the field here, Justin Walsh. And here comes the...
Big biceps Begley.
I like that new nickname. I think he would too. Now, there is an issue though for LA Hooker, and this is big off the back of his win recently at Darwin. And he is being pushed out of the arena.
Commentator's curse said he's been consistent. Has to park it up. So the 3 points are a sure thing for the Terminator.
Also chucking some spark plugs out, but it's still sub 6 seconds. And the Terminator in with a chance at a podium tonight. Maybe lucky that it was a solo. This will be a really cool shot looking back from the parachutes. Here we go. Pushka, out they go, following the pilot shootout. That was a nice run. One of drag racing's cool families at Piranos. They're lovely, colourful bunch of characters from not too far this part of the world. Proud Queenslanders.
Plenty of Queenslanders in the house, both in the crowd and in the pits. It's good to have time traveller back. Oh, way too aggressive. Hello. Wow, unhooked it big time. Those rear tyres, so we almost need to roll Morris McMillan's tech piece again. The balance was not there.
It was like standing on a landmine down there on the start line. That was explosive. And Time Traveller with the slowest ET of the night, but doesn't matter. He's got himself 3 points.
But with the hardest kick in the pants, I reckon, off the start line of the night. That was violent.
So only 2 drivers going through on the maximum points. It's going to be Gorsey versus McMillan for the win. But so many drivers still in contention for that last step on the podium. The last round from Springmount is going to be huge.
When we fired the car up, the car had only been fired up a couple of minutes earlier, so it was quite surprising that when we fired the car up, number 6 pipe started flaming. So Rod decided that we would run the car anyway, and hopefully whatever was in the nozzle would blow out. So I just did a short burnout, backed up, and sat there for a minute, and I obviously realised that it wasn't happening because they left me sitting there. So just as well, we didn't run the car because it would have killed the engine. So that for that little bit of black rubber that is just so tiny, you know, that could have cost a $100,000 engine. So we're fortunate.
Yeah, we hit 2 sweet spots. We're still not getting through the middle. Shook pretty hard then on that pass as well. I did try to drive through it, but I probably should have shifted on the shimmy. So we'll actually shift on the shimmy this time if it does it again and just see where the car ends up. But yeah, it's getting a bit colder now, a bit brisk. So yeah, I'm a bit nervous on, if it will stick this time. But we're going to try and run the same numbers again.
Yeah, there's so many cool fans here and then people coming up and wanting autographs, and it's just such a cool vibe. So I love coming up here to Springmount, and let's just hope we can do something in the final.
That final round not too far away, but to wow the crowds, how cool is this thing? We love the wheel standers.
Chelsea Lay doing a great job. Of course, Joshua now in funny car combat, and she's looking to do the same thing. Recently tested, more testing on the horizon. Exciting future, and she's a real crowd favourite.
Final round combat coming up at Springmount Raceway. This crowd sticking with it. Never thought you'd see jumpers and blankets in Far North Queensland, but the air has cooled off, and again that changes everything when it comes to the tune-up.
So clever, these teams, how they get these cars dialed in for varying conditions. They don't have all the data acquisition points that some other forms of motorsport may have, but they do have an impressive inventory of logging and noting things as they go, and it just equals an amazing experience and an amazing spectacle, and has been that here so far.
It's been a strangely quiet night for these two. So we start with the drivers from the lowest points. We'll build up to that final round matchup between One Bag Kiwi and Nitro Express. Man, that thing sounds fat, King Kong, backing up in the burnout. So not for a trophy this race, but maybe some bragging rights.
Sounds angry, doesn't it? Real cackle to it. LA Hooker, good to see the car front up after identifying that debris issue. A speck of rubber, enough to completely unhinge your night and your round.
You can adjust the tune-up from just next to the injector hat on the left-hand side. That's what the crew chiefs are doing. And then they say, all right, let's do this. They send him into stage. And then it's race. Oh, big moment for Shane Olive. He caught it. And pass of the night for LA Hooker. 582, a great way to finish what's been a fun event up here at Springmount Raceway. Missed out in that second round race, but brought it home nicely in round 3.
Just a tick under 400 kilometres an hour. Nice formula, huh? 400 metres, 400 Ks and plus, quite often with the Aeroflow Outlaw Nitro funny cars. But gee, Shane Olive caught it quickly and needed to. It got unhinged and badly and early.
I remember the last time Olive lost 3 races in a night.
We haven't really done much down this track, so since it's all changed, so it's good just to get a decent run down. It rattled in the middle of the track. I just smacked the key and just kept driving, so that's all you can do.
Always got a smile on his face. Time Traveller, can they shake off what was an ugly round earlier?
The balance was off, no doubt. The thing is here at Springmount, from what I've seen and speaking to some of the teams, the start line's good. It's probably more when you get a little further down the racetrack. You need to have your wits about you. You always need your wits about you, though, when you're piloting a Nitro funny car.
It's the Bandit, Josh Lay. And we are now into trophy territory. So from this point onwards, every pass matters. Not only do you need to win the race, but the ET is also important. If you're tied on points, it goes down to that tiebreaker, which is the elapsed time.
Just need to run quick, you need to get the win. You need to deliver each and every time you front up here in this series. As you're saying before, Chad, the final adjustments are made in terms of that air and fuel.
You can tell it's a nice mixture as well when the crew members are wincing on the start line. Imagine cutting onions on a chopping board, times that by 1,000. That's what nitro in your eyes feels like.
With our sinus troubles, it's a thing of beauty. Oh, good strong lead from the Bandit. Wow. Gorgeous downs. But 6:02, it looked quicker than that. That was quick.
It looked a lot quicker than that. We'll have to check out the replay. This one, love this shot from on top of the roof of Time Traveller. Had a pedal. Didn't quite get the win light. And we have our first ET to mention, so 6:02 the time to beat.
Just got a little near the wall. Again on that right-hand side. Got it done. Nice job.
Yeah, third run of the night. Look, that was on a mission. Like, it just launched so much better than the first pass. And look, top end it was skatey, but held on to it, and yeah, couldn't be happier really with the last pass.
I love how out of breath they are when they get out of these cars. Great example of how hard they're working under that shell.
When you're working the G-forces, I guess it's like having, dare I say, King Kong sitting on your chest. Bit of weight, bit of G's.
Emma Begley rolling out against Dark Horse for the second time today.
And it's a regular story in the Aeroflow Outlaw Nitro Funny Car Series. Begley, Massinio, we love it.
And their race in round one has been the race of the day so far. They nearly collected each other at half track. It was awesome. And they're both sitting on 4 points. So again, this is for the last step on the podium. Need the win light, and the ET needs to be quicker than 6:02.
So it's a Mustang v Mustang matchup, this one. And two very extroverted individuals behind the steering wheel too. Or the butterfly steerer, I should say. Nitro, butamethanol, bit of air equals frenzy, and away they go.
Wow, big start line advantage to Begley. She might pull off a whole shot win. No, gets chased down.
What a race!
Cracking drag race. It goes to the Dark Horse. The ET not there though, so it still sits with the Bandit from earlier, but let's just appreciate a good old-fashioned drag race.
This really opens up who's going to take out the podium here at Springmount. They're officially walking a tightrope here with the conditions and the track right now. You really need to hit your marks. You really need to be on your wits here, and both were there.
It was a big pedal, wasn't it? One there, another one there, and it was just that fraction of a second to get back on the noisy pedal for Emma Begley that cost her the win. Give that one to Massinio.
Mate, this place is awesome. You know, we race all around the country, and the respect and the response you get from the people up here is it's just phenomenal. Like, it makes you feel like a superhero, you know. We're just average guys that do this, and yeah, they just love it. We love it. That's what brings us back every time.
Still got some more final round action to go. We need to crown a winner up here at Springmount Raceway, so don't go anywhere. And one driver in the fight for a trophy tonight, the Terminator.
Cool looking Camaro. I reckon it's as much about these drivers taking hold of these trophies tonight as much as them being handed out. It's going to be a real performance by the driver, I reckon. It's in their hands tonight, manhandling these monstrosities down the racetrack. Greg Lay knows that firsthand in the Stormtrooper earlier. Wowzers.
That car's been running in the right lane all night and has been very close to the concrete barriers on the right side. Let's see if we can get this thing to go straight against Justin Walsh, former winner in this class.
Very, very talented drag racer, this guy, and has been on quite the voyage of discovery with the Terminator, figuring out all the parameters and the possibilities of this car, and he's excited by them, and why shouldn't he be? Good chance right now to deliver a knockout blow.
So a reminder, we're fighting for second and third on the podium. Neither of these two drivers can win the night. They don't have enough points, but they can still get a podium result from here. Cheers, Queensland. Thanks for showing up tonight. It's been a lot of fun.
Hey, these Nitro funny cars are quick, hey? They sure are.
rumble. And then the fuel comes in and kicks these things forward. Both sideways at half track. And this time it goes the way of the Stormtrooper, 6:21. Haven't seen a sub 6 second pass yet in this final round. Everyone's struggling with the track and the conditions, providing some great racing.
The Terminator wanted to turn. There. Ouch. That is not fun.
It was the Turninator at half track. It was looking at concrete there for a moment. Here it is. Good drive job. Oh, I can't stress how fast that car is going at half track. That's a good 200 plus kilometres per hour. Got away with it, steered it back, but lost the race. That was a nice run.
Man, that thing was shaking the tyres and then drifting around. At 1,000 foot, the thing was still sliding sideways with the back tyres spinning. It was awesome, awesome. What a run, like what a place. Fantastic crowd, fantastic, track. Beautiful, beautiful environment. Can't ask for better.
As a man that's right in the frame who wants to break through for the win here at Springmount against a two-time winner here in Far North Queensland. Hey, winnings is to fold go, Rick Dawson.
And here comes one bad Kiwi. He's been one quick Kiwi tonight, though. A couple of really nice runs. These have been the two best cars of the day, zero doubt about it. Tuning to the conditions and being very smart about how they approach it. Morris, that's his own tune-up in that car, working closely with Graham Cowan, who tunes this car, the most successful car that we've had in series, dating back to the very first event.
In the black corner, the 57 Chev. In the red corner, the Pontiac Trans Am. What colour do you cheer for here? It pains me to admit it, but I like to see the Kiwi take a big scalp here.
Had a really good run recently at Darwin. Can he continue the form? And the numbers here matter. So winner of this race wins the night. You still need a quick ET, even if you lose, to get a good spot on the podium.
Big race here.
There's that sound as they go onto the high side. The revs drop and then explode off the start line. Tight at half track, one bad Kiwi sideways and give it to Nitro Express. And again, he's flying. 5:58, 420 clicks, 9 points. The winner's trophy, give it all to Rick Dorsey.
That car, in drag racing terms, is a bracket car. What we mean is it's super damn consistent. 550s, 420 and change every time. It fronts up day and night. That is incredible stuff.
This series always saves the best till last, and that's what we had here tonight. A valiant effort from one bad Kiwi. That was a wild pedal job to get that thing straight. But well done, Rick Dorsey, our winner tonight.
Oh, that was a serious 12-round boxing match, that one. Yeah, it felt quick, actually. I'm not sure how quick, but it felt quick. Shook hard through the middle again. We got there. I think it was great to see Morris pulling out a couple of nice rule passes. I'm not sure what he just did then, but yeah, he definitely kept us on our game for that one, that's for sure.
Well done, bro. Oh, like it got out real good, and then it just picked the tyre up and went, wow.
Great to see the camaraderie between those two drivers and great results for them tonight. Well done to Rick Dorsey. Head to the website to check out the action if you like what we see. Good news, we're heading off to New Zealand soon. Well done to this guy as well. Back on the podium for the first time in nearly 22 races and keeping it in the family tonight. Well done to everyone involved in another huge event up here at Springmount Raceway. Thank you to Dean Neal for being a part of the action. We're looking forward to another big race in the Aeroflow Outlaw Nitro Funny Cars. We'll see you soon.
We have more to come after the break as we wind back to 2018 and to round 2 of the inaugural Speedweek E-Series, powered by Gran Turismo Sport and PlayStation 4.